The Acheron was a research submersible designed to sit at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. It was a titanium sphere with thick, reinforced acrylic windows. There were exactly 12 portholes circling the main cabin. Captain Elias was doing the midnight system check when he saw it. He was counting the seals. 1, 2, 6, 10, 11, 12. He stopped. He kept walking. 13, a 13th porthole had appeared between the galley and the airlock. There was no frame, no bolts, just a circle of clear glass looking out into the crushing, midnight black water. "Hey, Miller," Elias called out to the engineer. Did we always have 13 windows?" Miller didn't answer. He was standing at the far end of the sub, staring at the sonar screen. The sonar was pinging, but the screen was showing a shape that shouldn't exist, a human silhouette, 5 miles wide, laying on the ocean floor. Tink! A sound echoed through the hull. It was small, like a fingernail hitting glass. Elias looked at the 13th porthole. Outside, in the absolute darkness, something was pressed against the glass. It looked like a human face, but it had been flattened by the pressure. The nose was gone, the ears were smooth nubs, and the skin was as white as a dead fish's belly. It wasn't a ghost, it was a corpse, and it was wearing a jumpsuit with the Acheron logo on it. Elias leaned in, his breath fogging the glass. He wiped the condensation away and felt his stomach drop into his shoes. The body outside was Miller. The Miller who was currently standing at the sonar station 10 feet away. "Miller," Elias whispered, not turning around. "Yes, Captain," the Miller at the sonar replied. His voice sounded like it was being played through a radio with a dying battery. "Don't look at the new window," Elias said, his hand slowly reaching for the emergency flare gun. "I don't need to look," the Miller at the sonar said. Elias turned around. Miller's skin was beginning to weep. Not sweaty water. Gallons of it were pouring out of his pores, soaking his clothes, flooding the floorboards in seconds. Miller's body began to compress, his bones snapping and popping like dry twigs as the atmospheric pressure inside the sub began to change to match the outside. Tink, tink, tink. The tapping on the 13th window grew louder. More faces appeared, the previous crews of the Acheron. Dozens of them, flattened and pale, their eyes wide and milky. The 13th porthole wasn't a window, it was a mouth. The glass didn't shatter, it dissolved. The ocean didn't rush in with a roar, it entered with a whisper. As the water rose to Elias's chest, he looked at the Miller entity. It was no longer human. It was a mass of translucent tentacles and teeth, weaving itself into the shape of the next captain. As the lights flickered out, Elias felt the pressure crush his lungs. He felt his body being pushed out through the hole. The last thing he saw was the Acheron floating away, now with 14 portholes. And in the newest one, he saw himself, tapping on the glass, waiting for the next crew to count the windows.